Welcome to Sodo Creations, where we make your imagination a reality. So today is January 1st. Happy New Year to everybody. I am recording in the Sodo Creations truck. So I went to pick it up at the venue. So I'm gonna do my first event today. It's gonna be gender reveal, gender reveal with the marquee letters. If you've seen the video of New Year's Eve, what we spent our New Year's Eve doing, you already know those are the letters I'm gonna be using today for this design. So we're gonna alternate the pink and the blue. Sorry, my mind is so foggy because it was a long night. It's already a busy day, but I'm really excited because I thought, what better way to start the year than with a gender reveal. New birth, new year, new ideas, new thoughts for the business. So I'm really excited about this. Thank God it's not very far. My challenge today is driving this truck. So I got a Sodo Creations truck. I've never driven a truck before. In the past, when I borrowed the truck for our other business, I have someone drive it. I've never driven it myself. So today I'm on my own to drive this truck. So far I did okay. I just stopped at the U-Haul store here to pick up some of these bags that I'll use to transport the balloons, because I have my other ones in use. So I got a queen size bag and I also got a full size bag just to have extra. So I'm gonna use those. Thank God I have a truck now, so I can inflate as many balloons as I need to and just load up the truck. So that's the plan for today. I'm gonna go home, get some sleep. I think I'll show you how I inflate the balloons now, and then I'll wake up. So I've already inflated those, but you'll see the video as if I haven't. So I'm gonna inflate the balloons, carry it to the venue. Someone asked how I load my truck, so I'll just show you. This one is gonna be easier than my van because there's more room. It's just an open box. So I already put the marquee letters in there. My husband strapped it down. I'll just add the balloons with the bag. Hopefully I remember to record. It's very cold today, so this is the first time I'm doing an outdoor setup in cold weather. So I don't know what the temperature is, but I'm freezing. You've seen me set up where it's hot and the camera just goes off. I don't know how the camera is gonna act with this, but it's very cold. So hopefully I can get everything prepped early so I'm not out long enough, but we'll see how things go. I also have some screws that I still need to put on the marquee letters to be able to hook up all the balloons, and I'll show you guys that because someone asked how I link the letters with the balloons to the letters. So long day. I also have to work tonight, so I'm hoping to go take a nap, get this setup done, head to work. So I hope you guys are having a good new year so far. I'm very excited about all the things to come. I have to do a separate video on that to really wish you guys a happy new year. I probably did that already, but I don't know. We'll see how things go. But thank you for watching. If this is your first time, please don't leave without subscribing, and check out the other videos. I promise you'll love it, and I'll see you at the venue. Let me show you how I prep these Vitalitex Simpertex balloons. This is the same brand. They just rebranded, changed the name from Simpertex to Vitalitex. I can't remember which one came first. I think Vitalitex was first. Now there's Simpertex. So I bought their pastel balloons in blue and pink. I have 11 inches, 18 inches and 5 inches. So I'm working with the 11 and the 18 inches first. I'm gonna create clusters of 6 balloons. Someone asked why I was pressing the balloons down recently. I'm doing that so that I can round my balloons. So I'm creating pairs of 3 pairs so that I have 6 balloons, and that is my plan for this backdrop. Because it is a marquee word, I'm trying to make bigger clusters. So you'll see one of my pairs or one of my clusters has 3 18 inches and 3 12 or 11 inch balloons. So that's the plan here. So we're gonna do that. You see me scratching my head because I'm trying to make sure that is going to be the plan, and I decide to go with it. So I'm doing 3 pairs with 2 sizes and another cluster of balloons with only the 11 inches. So that smaller one there on the right side of the screen, it will be my smaller cluster, and on my left side I'll put the bigger cluster. So that is the plan here. And I'm going to do the same thing with the blue balloons. Like I said, we spent most of our night yesterday trying to get all the letters set up because we had a hiccup. I don't want to bore you with the story, but we got home around 1 a.m. or 2 a.m. and I had to get up early to get this set up so I could get it done, take a little nap before work. So you can see my bigger clusters are there on the left, and I had Daniel toss me my watch so that I can keep track of time because I need to take a nap before I go to work. So here I am, the bigger clusters on the left here, and then we'll put the smaller clusters on the right. This customer contacted me and they have a gender reveal coming up, and I was really excited, like I said, because they said the first of the year, and I thought what better way to start the year than to do a gender reveal, which is announcing new birth, because I'm at the place where I'm thinking a lot of new things coming up. Of course, the biggest one being the Sodo Creations Event Center. I took a couple of videos that I'll edit and show you guys what we've been doing behind the scenes, behind YouTube, to prepare for all this. It's been a long journey, and I'm hoping that things work out. If you're praying and you think of me, pray for this process and the business, and that everything goes well, planning everything, contracts, and so on and so forth. I really appreciate your support and your help. Let me know in the comments what plans you have for this year. What are you thinking about? One of my other things is just being more mindful of reading the Word of God, because I haven't been that great at it. So I want to really focus on that. I found a couple of resources that would help me, especially being so busy and on the go all the time. So I'm hoping that we can keep the communication. If you're not subscribed, I hope you would consider subscribing to the channel. I have lots of tutorials where I explain in detail how I create my garlands, how I do setups. Of course, I take you along with me for each of my setups, and always fun. So that's Richard there. He's coming to check on me. Of course, he plops right on the couch because he's as tired as I am, but he's gonna help me in just a second. He doesn't know how to tie the necks of the clusters, but I'm gonna do a crash course for him, quickly explain so he can help me connect some of these before I go take a nap. So here I am. These colors are pretty colors, the blue and the pink. The customer wanted these lighter shades. I haven't used this before. I have used pastel colors for Easter, but not this kind of matte looking color in the past. So I'm explaining to him, I'm gonna tie a big cluster with a smaller cluster of the same color, just to create more depth of color. Because if I only do a big cluster alternating with another, it's not, you're just gonna have dots of the color, because this is a 4 foot tall wording. So I don't want the balloons to look too small along the backdrop, right? So you want a significant amount. That's why you see me using that many 17-inch balloons. So we're tying one cluster of the bigger balloon cluster with the smaller, like you can see there, two. So we're tying two together. So big, small with each color, so we have a bigger amount. And when I'm installing it, I'm just gonna arrange it where it alternates big, small, big, small, big, small. So you see kind of a grid along. Now I'm trying to estimate how wide the baby was. I couldn't quite remember, but I just used that rug to see if I have enough balloons for the setup. And here we are at the venue. So it's an outdoor venue, different setup than I'm used to. I have my marquee letters here that we built, and I am trying to figure out with the owner of the house where we're gonna put the balloon. So we decided to go as far back as we can where that extension cord will reach. So you see me moving everything back because they have sparklers. He said fireworks, but they're actually cold sparklers, which don't do any harm. But we ended up moving the baby letters further back so that it doesn't affect the house or anything like that. But here I am doing an interesting setup. First of all, I had the baby all set up. Once I put my balloons around, everything fell backwards. Can you imagine? With balloons and grass, that did not work well. Thank God they didn't pop because I didn't have a lot of time. I came earlier than I planned because it was so cold. I thought I would have to go heat up in the car before I continue my setup. So here is how I connected these eye screws to the backdrop, and I just linked the 260Q around it and tied it, so like a rubber band around. So I'll show you what I did on the bottom of the Y right there. So same thing, I'm giving you a close-up so you can see because I did not have time to bring the camera, record, and do all that. So this was easier. So I was saying, once I did all this work, I had the balloons all the way to the Y. The whole thing fell back. And while I was prepping the right side of this setup, so I had to go back, figure out how to make it not fall. All that process, I ended up getting some dowels from the owner of the house. He was kind enough to loan me his dowels that I was able to use to hammer down behind each letter. I got 4 of them and I hammered down. I brought it closer so you guys can see my setup. While I'm setting up, I'm just gonna tell you my story. So I hammered the dowel behind because I know you might face a similar problem in the future and would need to figure out what to do. I was on the spot, did not have much time, had to quickly figure something out. It was either I run to Home Depot, which I didn't have time for. So here I am alternating. You can see where I'm connecting the bigger part of the cluster to the smaller part and just going in that pattern to get through everything. If I did just a smaller cluster, it would have been too small. I could have gone with all big clusters as well. That would have worked too. So bigger, I guess, with balloons, the better. So everything fell back. It didn't fall. This is where I got to before everything fell back because I went to get the piece that would go on the bottom. But it all worked out. I hammered the dowels to the back of each letter so that if it does fall back, it's not going to fall all the way. But then I ended up
inflate more balloons, so
using fishing line as well to wrap around the letters and the dowel just to secure it in place. Thank God when my husband came to pick up the letters, it was still intact. They had not fallen. That was my biggest fear. Like I told you, I had to go to work, so my husband was the one who came and picked everything up, and he said it was still intact. He was actually proud of me that I remembered to bring an extension cord. So here I am arranging all the letters, and then I'm gonna have to put balloons in between each letter, right? Because it kind of looks like you're creating a balloon wall around the baby. So from the front, it looks like the letters are inside balloons, just laying inside balloons. So
Now I have about 30 minutes to get this all done, because it took me about 30 minutes to figure out my letters and get it back up and working. So I'm just inflating more balloons because I didn't have enough, and I'm putting in between each letter. So I'm creating garlands on the side there, and the guy who is setting up the sparkler, the cold sparkler, showed up. He's setting up his part. I had to cut the video short so I'm not putting people too much in the video, but he was so helpful, a God-sent person, so helpful, because at the end he knew I was crunched for time. He volunteered to help with the balloons, but then I ended up saying, well, hey, could you hand me some of these balloons? And I was so thankful that he did that. So he handed me, that's how the sparklers look, and it looks so beautiful. They were so happy with everything. So he was handing me the 5-inch balloons, and by the time we were even finishing up, the couple was ready to take pictures and they were having fun. You're seeing me still hooking up all my balloons in the back there while he's testing out his cold sparklers, but everything turned out wonderful. I'll show you pictures here shortly of the final look. Thank you so much for watching my videos. It's a brand new year. Happy New Year. Hope you have a wonderful new year, better than last year. Of course, many blessings your way, and don't forget to subscribe so we can continue sharing these videos and sharing the process behind each event. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. We're wrapping it up. I'm making sure the balloons are secure on the bottom part so they're not flying around, and they're actually in between the letters so you can see them from the front, so they're not. And I'm testing it there. We were hooking up all the connections and all the light bulbs are on, thank God. And here we are now putting the final touches, so you can see where he's just handing me each one. He asked which colors. I just said whichever color, just hand it to me and I'll put it on. And we are rushing through to the very end. Again, you guys have a blessed 2024. So much to come. Subscribe. Love you guys, appreciate you guys, and remain blessed as always. Thank you.